Today, I want to talk about something that's kind of bothering me, and that is that I see women who claim they want to get married. They claim they want a husband. They want to have their children in, a marital situation. Yet, you date a man for years and years and years and years and years and years who isn't really making any kind of noises in that direction. And not even does noise. I mean, what is he doing? You need to be seeing some action. But so many women have this terror of putting the mash on dudes, saying, well, I don't want to run him off. Maybe his ass needs to be run off because you're just wasting your time. That's one of the points that I want to make is that if you're like say around 28 to 35 range and you have had a boyfriend for years and years, you wasting your time. You are way too patient and you giving that dude way too much slack. And you dating this man several times a week. Some of you are living with the dude, and I'm telling you right now that if you are with a man and he's not making some kind of noise about you being his wife, and he's not doing that within 6 months, you need to cut him loose. Now, I'm not talking about, you little young college students and, you little youngsters. You still got to get out of school, get a job, and all that stuff. I'm not talking about you. If you notice, go back and listen to what I said. I said 28 to 35. That means you're out of school. That means you already have a career, at least a good job. You got something going on. So you are at a position where you can handle the responsibilities of being a wife and a mom if that's what you want to do. And yet you're not doing that because you're just wasting your time spinning your wheels with a dude who just gives you one excuse after another. Now, of course, there's no reason that you should ever try to force a man into a marriage proposal, nor should you propose to him. Some women do that. They be hinting and whining and asking over and over when they're going to get married and all this stuff. But there's no reason for you to beg him to marry you. And especially you ones that want to go out and buy a ring and propose to him. You buy your own ring or you buy a ring for him and propose to him. That's what I was trying to say. And, you having babies and whatnot. And you ask him, well, when are you going to be ready and all of this kind of stuff. I mean, you can ask him that. But still, if it's not, happening to some satisfactory level, like within a few months, that he's going to be, positioning himself to be ready, then let him go on down there and get ready on his own time without you being involved in it. Because I'm going to tell you this, okay? Every man knows right away if you're wife material or not. Every man knows this in less than 90 days, usually within the first 2 weeks. It doesn't take them years to figure it out because for men, it's like the magic that they're looking for. It's either there from the very beginning or it's not there at all. And it's nothing that it's going to be created by you dating this man over and over or living with him and having his kids and all that kind of stuff. None of that's going to happen over time. He either feels it right away or he does not. So, he may not be ready to take the step yet, but he knows right away that you are wife material. And a lot of guys will kind of hold back their feelings because they don't want to scare you away because he's so, intense about it. And sometimes they scare themselves because they just can't believe that they feel like that about somebody, especially after years and years of running the streets and acting a fool, But they do, he, like I said, he may not be ready to do anything with it quite yet, but he will definitely know if you're not in the running at all, and he knows that immediately. And that's why you should never sit around giving your all to some dude when you aren't even on the same page and you're not even in the same book. Now, some guys, they'll meet you and they'll be like, they'll be sprung like almost instantly, but they second guess themselves. They start to doubt themselves, or they tell their friends how they feel, and the friends, will talk them out of it. But he might be the kind who confidently runs home and tells his parents and his brothers and sisters, today I met the woman that I'm gonna marry. I met my wife today. That kind of thing. And everybody's like, what? But they can usually tell by the look on his face and the words that he uses and this big old shit-eating grin on his face that what he's saying is something that he absolutely positively believes. So you ladies who spend all this time, dating a dude that's not feeling you like that. I mean, you're sleeping with him, you're moving in with him, you're having baby after baby, you got joint bank accounts, you buying a home, a dog, a car, whatever. you doing all this stuff and you wasting all your good time and your youth on a man that doesn't want you like that. You guys have got to stop doing it. You just some ass to him. So get a clue so you can go on and get the marriage proposal that you claim that you want. And believe me, if a dude is interested in marriage, he's gonna be a very traditional minded man. He wants to be able to do things right. That's important to them, to do things right and to please you and to make the marriage proposal memorable, to make the wedding memorable for you. I mean, they have you're if you're important to him, he wants this experience, this whole thing to be a wonderful experience for you as well. And a lot of these guys are so romantic. I mean, they go out of their way to put together marriage proposals involving the whole family and all your friends or something. I mean, it's when they're really into you, they're gonna go the extra mile. And remember that movie? It's I'm kind of backtracking here, but remember, I don't know if those of you who saw that movie called The Godfather, and where Michael Corleone killed all them people and had to take his butt to Italy to hide out. Well, he called it the lightning bolt. That was what he said. When he was in Sicily and he first laid eyes on Apollonia Vitelli, remember her? And that he just like he couldn't breathe. He just couldn't stop staring at her. He just had to be with this woman. And that kind of heart pounding feeling is what men get when they meet a woman that they just can't live without. They say they can't breathe, and a sense that they've known this woman their entire life. And he will immediately start making plans to take up as much of your free dating time as he can, because he wants to be up under you, around you, other part of whatever he's going to be doing. He wants to do that as much as possible. It's like he just wants to bask in your energy. And you don't even have to ask him, about his other women or anything, because he starts cutting folks loose because he wants to be with you. And so they're going to be complaining, of course, well, I don't see you anymore. We don't talk, we don't hang out like we used to. You're so busy all the time. And because he's busy with you. He's trying to get up in your face as often as possible. And he wants to get you off the market and away from other men. So, this guy the over 30 dude, I mean, he's putting things in motion. You might not know what he's doing, but he'll be planning how to do it. But he will definitely let you know that this is on the horizon, this is where his head is, and this is how he's thinking about you, is that you two are going to be a couple for a long time. Now, so some of you fall for this game. He claims that he's confused. Don't fall for that trick. They like to play dumb because they don't want to, they want the gravy train of having access to you and all the services that you provide for him to be gone. So, he's going to be confused. He's not sure yet. He knows that, it's good so far, but why we got to rush things, this and that. Understand this. He knows very well right now if marriage with you is on the horizon or not. He knows this. He just bullshitting. So it's like either he's trying to string you along because either he doesn't have the backup booty in place yet and he needs some time to find one, so he's keeping you on the string until he does, or he thought that he liked you more than he actually does, and now he's trying to figure out a way to ease out the relationship without hurting your feelings too much, because he does really still respect you and everything, but it just, something happened, things changed, whatever, and so now he's not really thinking of you as his future wife like he was at first. Or he kind of likes you and he's kind of hoping that the feelings get stronger over time. So it's going to be one of them three things. That's why he's, not really moving forward. But I think you should just not waste your time, because if he is trying to hope that some feelings get stronger over time, that's not going to happen. If you've already been dealing with him for a month or two, he knows how he feels about you. So it's like, I mean, what you doing? Why are you just going to keep on dating a man who's going to be so wishy-washy and undecisive about what your role is going to be in his life? That's just bullshit. That's game. So this is what I like to do, so you deal with them. I usually give them about 90 days, because by then they get to see, you had a fight or two. You know what's up. You probably met their family and friends and all this old stuff, right? So, 90-day mark is a good point. 90 to 100 days, let's just say that. So you might casually say, oh, I'm at the age where I want to be married within the next couple of years. And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about, that kind of time frame? And see what he says. You need to be looking at him. Don't say this shit on the phone. You need to be looking at his face when you say this, because you want to find out pretty early on in the relationship, how he thinks. I mean, a lot of them will just say, oh, I don't believe in marriage. I'm not really trying to be tripping like that. And everybody gets a, you know how they go, that old dragon drama. So then, if you want to be married, then to cut him loose now before you get in any more, more deeply involved with this guy. Cut him loose. If he says, well, um, I'm not really know who you are yet, this and that. We'll say, okay, well, let's talk about that. So, you want to start asking questions. Any questions you don't already have the answers to, like about his future goals, his past, his work, his family, his life. Those are the kind of questions you should be asking during the 90-day period that you've been dating him anyway. But just in case there's something that you have always wanted to ask and didn't, that's a good time to do it. And he gonna come out with that stuff about why you rushing me, and I have plenty of time, or your biological clock must be ticking, and I think people need to date at least 5 years before they even think about getting married, blah 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 blah. So he's saying anything other than, yeah baby, it's gonna be me and you. I just need to get this amount of money together. I'm working on closing this deal. I'm setting this up in here, and your proposal is going to come at a time when you least expect it. I got this. Don't worry. You, it's going to be me and you. Something like that's what you want to hear. And you want to see him putting that shit in motion, not just running his mouth while he's still doing, absolutely nothing. Okay. You got to understand when, a dude is in it for the long haul, or if you just like a toy, something to warm up his bed and some play with so he won't be bored. Number whatever, 2 or 3, whatever. You guys have to understand, your ladies have to understand that, we are all here on earth for a specific amount of time. You do not want to waste your time on losers. You do not want to waste your time on people who are not on the page that you are, who are not offering you in a relationship what you want. You have every right to get what you want. You don't play games with men, and nor do you allow them to play games with you. So you're an adult, like I said, 28, 35 years old, something. You don't be dating no man for years and years talking about you got a boyfriend. What are you, 13? No. You either have a fiance or you have a husband. Those are what you have. So at that age, so you got some dude who's talking about, well, that's my boyfriend. You need to reevaluate things. And understand, if you with a dude and he doesn't, excuse me, doesn't want what you want out of life, or he might want it, but be honest enough at least to tell you that he doesn't want it with you, you know what I mean? Then you have to make the hard decision and move on from that guy, move on from that relationship. You can get everything that you want, but you're just not going to be getting it with this guy. You want to get with somebody who's on their same page, who's got similar goals and values and everything. And so many women come back when I suggest this kind of thing. They get afraid. They're scared. They're like, I've already put in so much time. He's my baby's daddy. And a lot of you, are very worried about that being a alone thing. But you got to understand this. If you're in a situation where a man is just spinning his wheels with you, you're already alone. You just haven't accepted it. But the deep intimacy and connectedness that you dream of having, you're not going to have that with this fool. You just making one excuse after another, and you accepting his nonsense why he can't get married now or in the future and whatever. And you just keep hoping that if you cook enough and clean enough and sex him down enough and be understanding and submissive enough and do all this stuff to earn this man's love and devotion, you feel like that's how you're going to finally get him. And I'm telling you, it never works. Either he wants to be with you on his own right away, or he does not. And nothing, no amount of services that you dish out for him are going to make that magic happen. And my last tip is, you need to stay focused on what you want out of your life. Align yourself only with men who will happily provide it for you. Not these grumble bugs and be online talking about, what black women don't deserve and no woman deserves and all women are this and that and blah, blah, blah. Okay, those kind of dudes are, you should never waste a second of your time with them. You should not date them. You should not sleep with them. You should not even give them the time of day. If they have that kind of attitude about the female gender, they are the wrong person for you to even have a conversation with. And you have to remember that you can have exactly what you want out of life. You can have it. You can have the romantic marriage proposal, the beautiful wedding, the handsome, loving, devoted husband, the cute little kids, and even the cat and the dog and the hamsters. You just have to accept that if you're with a man and you've been dating him for a while and he's not talking marriage, then you will have to accept that you can have all those things that I just listed, but you won't be having any of that with him. Okay? And if you can do that, then you'll be all right. This is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com with another life lesson for you ladies. I hope you're getting it. Talk to you soon.